Ever had one of those days where nothing goes right? You miss your alarm, spill your coffee, maybe even forget your keys. Annoying, right? Now imagine that day starting with you leaving your fiancé at the altar. Then you escape to a cabin with friends, hoping for some much-needed solace. But instead of peace, you find mutilation in the woods, and to top it all off, aliens attack the entire nation. That, my friends, is just the beginning of Run 2025, a film that takes a bad day and cranks it up to an apocalyptic level. This PG-13 sci-fi thriller hitting screens next year on August 29th, 2025 has definitely piqued my interest, and I think it should pique yours too. So, what is Run all about on paper? The film centers on a character named Melissa, played by Annie Ngozi Alonze. Her journey kicks off with a rather dramatic exit. She leaves her fiancé at the altar. Seeking refuge and a break from the wedding day disaster, Melissa heads off to a cabin to join her friends. But this isn't your typical getaway. The tranquility is brutally shattered when one of her friends, Jenny, likely the character played by Claudia Jordan as Jennifer Jordan, is found mutilated in the woods. As if that's not enough horror for one vacation, the situation rapidly escalates to a national crisis. Aliens attack the nation. This leaves Melissa and her friends in a desperate fight for survival against a threat that's both personal and global. Behind the camera, Chris Stokes takes on the dual role of director and co-writer, collaborating with Marquez Houston on the script. Speaking of Marquez Houston, he also stars in the film as Andre Pierce, alongside Erica Mena as Donnie Mena. The cast list is quite extensive, featuring a robust ensemble, including Drew Sidora, Erica Pinkett, Ken Lawson, Oba Babatunde as the president, and even a character named Roger, played by a dog. The film is set to be released in the United States on August 29, 2025, and is a production of Footage Films. There's already quite a bit of buzz, with its popularity ranking and multiple trailers and teasers, including a 201 official trailer, already available. Now, looking at the information we have, Run definitely has some promising elements. Intriguing and escalating premise, the concept itself is incredibly compelling, starting with such a relatable, albeit dramatic, personal crisis, a runaway bride, and then systematically raising the stakes to a localized horror, only to burst into a full-blown national alien invasion, offers a fantastic narrative arc. This kind of escalating tension from personal to global disaster is often a recipe for a captivating thriller. Dynamic genre fusion. Labeled as a sci-fi thriller, the film promises to blend the suspense and fear of a traditional thriller with the speculative and often grand-scale elements of science fiction. This fusion can appeal to a wide audience, offering both edge-of-your-seat moments and a compelling, large-scale narrative. Solid ensemble cast. The film features a notable lineup of actors, with names like Annie Ngozi Alonze, Marquez Houston, Erica Mena, Drew Sidora, and the veteran Oba Babatunde in key roles. There's a strong foundation for engaging performances. A good cast can elevate even a familiar story, bringing depth and believability to the character's struggles. Clear, creative vision. With Chris Stokes both directing and co-writing alongside Marquez Houston, there's potential for a unified creative vision. This kind of consistency at the helm often leads to a more cohesive and focused film. Building anticipation. The fact that Run already has a considerable popularity ranking and multiple trailers circulating suggests that there's an early buzz and interest building for its 2025 release. This pre-release excitement is always a good sign. However, even with these strong points, there are a few areas where Run might face challenges, or at least where discerning viewers might have questions. The PG-13 conundrum. While a PG-13 rating makes the film accessible to a broader audience, for a sci-fi thriller that features mutilation in the woods and a national alien attack, some hardcore horror or thriller fans might worry about a potential toning down of the intensity or graphic nature. How will the film convey the horror of mutilation or the brutality of an alien invasion while adhering to a PG-13 guideline? Familiar narrative tropes. The setup of friends at a cabin when a terrifying event occurs is a well-established trope in the horror genre. While the alien invasion adds a sci-fi twist, the film will need to work hard to ensure its execution feels fresh and original rather than following into predictable patterns. The balancing act of scope. The plot juggles a very personal, intimate crisis, Melissa's wedding, Jenny's death, with an incredibly vast national catastrophe, aliens attacking the entire nation. Successfully weaving these two distinct scales of narrative together without one overshadowing the other or without the transition feeling abrupt will be a significant creative challenge. It's tough to make a personal fight feel relevant when the world is ending. Comparison to similar titles. When we look at the IMDb's More Like This section for Run, we see titles like Xeno, Lurker, and Primitive War. These suggest that Run operates within a competitive space of alien invasion and survival horror films. The key will be how it distinguishes itself from these other genre entries and carves out its unique identity, rather than just being another alien movie. So, what's the final verdict on Run 2025 before we even see it? On paper, this sci-fi thriller has all the ingredients for a thrilling and intense cinematic experience. It promises high stakes, a compelling genre blend, and a talented cast. While the PG-13 rating and the challenge of balancing its dual narrative scales raise some questions, the core concept of a personal crisis spiraling into an apocalyptic fight for survival is undeniably exciting. It's a film that demands your attention, particularly if you enjoy your thrillers with a side of grand-scale science fiction. Mark your calendars for August 29, 2025, when Run hits theaters in the United States. In the meantime, I highly recommend checking out the official trailers. There are several out, including a 201 official trailer, and visiting the official Run website for more details. What are your initial thoughts? Does the premise of a runaway bride facing an alien invasion grab you? Let me know in the comments below, and let's discuss if Run has the legs to become a must-see for 2025.